How's it going? We're at the end of August. How you guys doing? Thanks for joining me today. It's another live. How are you guys? Let's see here. Hi, guys. Hi. Hello. Hi, Pat. How are you? Let's just see. Where are we here? Let me just get my bearings. Okay, we're going to be doing a live tonight on Mediumship, and we're going to be doing a free giveaway tonight. So somebody's going to win a reading with me privately. So someone's going to win a private reading with me if you are on my page tonight, listening to my live. And obviously I want you and need you to be present to win the reading tonight. So make sure you kind of stay on and you kind of tune in so I know that you're on board. Hey, Tracy. And someone's going to win a reading, and we are going to do that tonight, and we're going to talk a little bit about mediumship, because as you guys know, I'm always trying to kind of help everyone deepen the understanding of mediumship and the beauty that it really is. And so I always like to kind of come on and just sort of, share, obviously always from the experiences that I have giving readings. I give a lot of readings, and I love giving readings, and every reading I learn more, and I understand more about the spirit world. I understand more about mediumship, the connection, the deeper miracle, really, that it very much is. And a miracle is what it is. And so we're going to get going in just a couple of minutes. I just want to say hi to everybody. Hello, good evening, Pat. Hi, Taylor. How are you? Hey, Jess. Nice to see you here. Hi, everybody here on Insta. Thank you for joining. Hey, Christy, how are you? Thanks all you guys for tuning in. And I always have to go so close because I just can't see. I wish they would make the type bigger on Instagram. Somebody for, someone who's 55 like me who needs help. Anyway, how you guys doing? I'm just going to let a few people load. I just want to say hello to some people, of course. Hello, Kathy. How are you? Thank you. Kathy says, great blouse. Thank you so much for that. I didn't know what to wear today. I was throwing things on and off, and nothing was feeling right. So, my hair is also kind of a disaster today. I feel like it's all over the place. Hi, Jeannie. How are you? Edvi, good afternoon, darling. Good afternoon to you, sweetheart. Hi, Pamela. Pamela's coming in from Chicago. Where are you guys all coming in from? Hi, Helen. How are you? You're happy to be here, and I'm so happy to have you. Thank you for joining. Let me just make sure I keep focused here on all of you guys. Hello, guys. Let me just wave to some of you. And let me just see. Evie says, great colors, Monica. Thank you. Sometimes it's fun to wear a little color, a little red. I tend to always stay plain and solid. So it's kind of fun to mix it up sometimes, isn't it? Hi, Michelle. Michelle's chiming in from New Jersey. First time. Thank you, Michelle. Thanks for joining in. Thank you so much for joining this lovely little community of lovely ladies and gents that join in here each week. So I'm happy for you to give us all a try. Thank you. Hi, Lori. How are you? Rachel Daniels. Hi, honey. Buenos Aires. Hello to you, sweetheart. How are you in Cabo, darling? How are you doing? Let's see all of you guys. Hi, Paula from Houston. And we have Taylor from New York. We have Christy from Massachusetts. Thanks, guys, for chiming in. Thank you so much. We're going to be giving away a reading tonight. So someone's going to win a private reading with me. I'm not going to just do a 10-minute here kind of live. I'm going to give you a full private reading, because if I'm going to give a gift, I want it to be as lovely as possible. And so I'm going to give you a private reading. So someone's going to win that tonight. We're going to talk about mediumship. And there's a reason why I want to kind of talk about this topic tonight, and I'll get to that in a second. And I just want to kind of cover, just let a couple people get on. Hi, Julie. How are you, honey? How you feeling? I know Julie's from California. Hello, Lori. Hi, Monica. Lost a good friend today. I'm so sorry, darling. Only 65, pancreatic cancer diagnosed 7 days ago. Oh my gosh, Lori, I'm so sorry, honey. Please, condolences to you and her family. Oh my goodness. Sending love to Roberta. Sending love, darling. I'm so sorry for that. I really am. But let's all kind of just and when they cross over to the spirit world, they're instantly in love and in a better place energetically and feeling. So know your friend as well. But that is very hard for us that lose some. It's hard for us when we lose somebody. I know through mediumship that they're well on the other side, but it's hard for us, isn't it? So my love to you as well, darling. Hi, Joyce. How are you? Brenda. Hey, Brenda, how are you? Love your hair and your outfit's very flattering on you. Oh, thank you. You don't think my hair is kind of crazy? I feel like it's a little crazy today, a little wild. Thanks, you guys, for chiming in. Hey, Cassie, how are you? Hello, Marilyn. How are you? Hi, Leslie. How are you? Beautiful. Let's see, Kim. Hi, Kim. Kim's coming in from Georgia. We have Jeannie from New York. And Gia. How are you, my good friend? How are you, my love? I know Gia's chiming in from OC right now. Holly Mary from Chicago. Oh, hey, Holly, how are you? Sorry, I don't have my glasses on. Holly's coming in from Chicago. Hi, Chris. Priscilla's here. Hi, Priscilla. Nice to see you here. Leslie is saying sorry to Julie. See, we have such a lovely community here. I just love this so much. Hello to all of you. Hi, Joan. Lori says thank you about that. Thank you. Patricia's from New Jersey. Hey, New Jersey. I was just in New York. I was in New York a few days ago doing I had to go to New York to kind of find a venue for my son who's getting married in June, and we had to find a welcome party. I guess in today's world, there's no, the day before, what do they call those when people like rehearsal dinner? We don't do that anymore. Apparently, we give a second party where everyone is invited, and so that's the night before the actual wedding. And so my husband and I are hosting that, and so we had to find a venue. We had to find a venue in New York where you got to rent a whole restaurant. Isn't that crazy? Like you have to rent an entire restaurant. It's nuts. But we found a place and it's great and it's going to be amazing. So now we have to start doing the fun planning. So really exciting. So we were just in New York. Hi, Shauna. And how are ya? Let's just see here. I'm trying to do this without my glasses. Sally, how are you? Northern California. Hi, honey. And Thelma is from California as well. Hello, Thelma. How are you guys all doing? Let me just not forget you guys on Instagram. How are you guys all? Okay, we're doing a reading tonight. Someone's going to win a reading. Hey, Sherry. Sherry's coming in from SoCal. Much love and much love to you. Thank you so much. And Julie says she's so happy to see you. Thank you. Love you guys. Okay, so we're going to get going here. So first and foremost, we were in New York, and that was nuts because we hit that kind of tropical storm that was supposed to be a hurricane, but didn't turn into a hurricane, thankfully. And so anyway, it was wonderful to see my son, and it had been a little while since we've been to New York because of the pandemic and everything. So it was really wonderful to be in the city again and have all those wonderful cafes. It was just great. And then let me just see here. I have a couple talking points. Oh, I want to let you guys know that for any of you guys that are in Thousand Oaks or Agora or Westlake or Calabasas or any in the Ventura County area at all, I will be in Thousand Oaks giving in-person readings on Monday. So I only have 2 spots left. I have a 10 o'clock and a 4 o'clock. The rest of the day is booked. But if anybody is interested in wanting to have a one-on-one reading with me in person, email me at info@monicateurlings.com or just go to my website, monicateurlings.com, and you can go to my contact page and reach out to me. And there's a 10 o'clock and a 4 o'clock spot open. If you guys are interested, email me and I will happily place you in the calendar for Monday in person. Okay, so just want to say that. And it's super hard to read without my glasses, so I'm going to have to put them on. And let me just see here what else I want to talk about. I have something fun. I always sometimes like to share. So first of all, I want to make sure internet connection's good. You can all hear me fine, see me fine. I have a little tip because I like tips. And Evie asked me if this rose water, first of all, that I use, if it has alcohol in it. It does not. It's animal-free, vegan-free, alcohol-free. That's the one that I use. I think I bought it at TJ Maxx. Really hydrates me. Can't live without it. And it does not have alcohol. I remember you posted something asking. I didn't answer you, darling. And so I wanted to make sure I answered you because I remembered today as I was spritzing myself. So love spraying that on my face. I keep one in my car too. Let's see here. Okay, so I'm going to get going. So hi, Tammy. How are you, honey? So glad to meet you today as well, sweetheart. Oh, yes, Tammy, I gave her a reading today. I was going to say, what do you mean meet me today? Oh, yeah, we had a reading today. So thank you for joining in, sweetheart. And so we're going to get going. I want to talk a little bit about mediumship, and then we're going to give away a reading. And the reason why I wanted to talk about this topic about how to show up for a mediumship reading. So first and foremost, when we're doing mediumship, it's a miracle. It really is, because here we are in the physical world, right? And then we have the spiritual world here, and bringing those worlds together and creating this union, this reunion for us is really magical. It is a miracle that this can actually happen. And every day is a miracle. And I think it's so important as a medium that we stay true, if anyone on here is a medium, that we stay true to knowing that it is in fact a miracle, and knowing that every single time we give a reading and we bring in loved ones and they come with this profound healing, it's a miracle, and it's really a miracle of healing. And it's your loved ones that do that. And wanting you so much to be well. And I know Tammy had a reading with me today, so I'm sure you can share or agree that there really is so much healing and beauty that goes into these readings. And I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and we were talking about how to show up for a reading. And we were having this conversation, and I thought it might be good to actually do a live on this, because so many of you, have had readings, or many of you have not had a reading yet, or maybe thinking about it, and what's it like? And, how should a medium show up for a reading, and how should a client show up for a reading? So first and foremost, as a medium, us in the physical world, we have a much denser energy than when our loved ones move to the spirit world. As a medium, when I'm receiving information, when I'm receiving communication from your loved ones for you, it's coming very quick. So within like 3 seconds, I'm getting an image, I'm getting a memory, I'm getting a feeling, and then I have to put all of that together and then speak to you as I'm receiving more, and then speak to you as I'm receiving more. And so there's this whole thing that's kind of going on, and you have to work at a fast level to be able to communicate with the spirit world. So I have to really elevate myself up, and the spirit world has to kind of bring themselves down. Now, to do that, we have to hold ourselves in that energy space. So your loved ones have to hold themselves in that energy space. And believe me, it takes work for your loved ones to come in. They don't just blink and show up. It takes effort to be able to communicate and give clairvoyant images, and to be able to get me to understand what they want to say. It's not just like a blink. It's not I dream of Jeannie. It takes, effort. And so they have to be able to lower themselves a little bit vibrationally to be able to kind of match my energy as I kind of raise mine, or any medium. We have to raise ours, and then we have to hold ourselves in that place. So we have to be in this place, kind of hover in that energetic place. We have to hover in this vibration, me higher, them a bit lower, and we're kind of hovering. And it's kind of like we have to hold that energetic place together to create the communication. Your loved ones and me, if I'm your medium, I have to hold that place with them together. Now, we can't hover like that forever. That's why mediumship readings can't be hours and hours. And it's like, I love my loved one and I want to just be with them forever and ever and ever. And I just want to keep going, like talk, more. But we can't keep that energetic place. We can't hover there for too long, right? So an hour is about as much as it's going to go, right? And I had a reading the other day where a husband had come in and she had said, wow, I can't believe he hung out that long. I can't believe he was hanging out as long, because, I'm just really surprised. He came and stayed like a whole hour. But, it takes work to be able to kind of do that. It's like holding a very heavy box or a really heavy weight. You can hold it, but then after a while, you start to lose that energy. You start to lose that strength in you. You start losing that energy, starts to dip, and then it starts to kind of move away. And so that's kind of the reason why mediumship readings can't be hours. Hi, guys. So, but when we're there, there's a way that I have to show up and the way that a client needs to show up. And I was having this conversation with a friend of mine, and we were talking about how to kind of show up. And, the right way to show up for a reading, for instance, as a medium, right? So the correct way as a medium to show up for a reading is to show up open. Me as a medium, I have to show up completely open to whoever wants to come in and for whatever they want to express. I can't judge it. I'll never judge it. So I just have to allow whoever wants to come in. So if I have a brother that comes in, and a brother who did, and he passed away, and he was a little bit involved in some stuff, and he even went to jail, and he told me that his sister has his mug shot, and love. He was fun and wonderful, but you don't judge who's coming in. It's love from the other side. So we have to really be open to whoever wants to come in, and we have to also trust that whoever is coming in, there is a need. Nobody comes for no reason. And I always say there's a lineup with people, because I like to have a party when I'm doing mediumship readings. So many times, if you're having a reading with me, you're going to get several people that come in. You're not just going to get one person usually, unless it's really important for that one person, or you really just don't have anybody else in the spirit world. But if you have multiple people in the spirit world, believe me, they're going to gather and they're going to come in. And so there's often a little bit of a party, but how can you, if you have a lot of people in the spirit world, how can you have that party? So how can you be a part of the miracle of mediumship and have a party and just allow so many people to come in? Is it the work of the medium, or is it the work of you? Or is it the work of the spirit world? And the answer is, it's the work of all of it. It's the spirit world's decision on who wants to come in. It's the medium being able to allow and feel and know how to feel when new people are stepping in, and understanding when a new person steps into the energy of that medium. And then it's the client open to wanting to receive from whoever they are needing to hear from. And oftentimes there's people that pop into a reading that you don't expect, that it was the last person you thought of, and here they are. And what I always just try to teach and educate my clients that come to me for a reading is to be open, to really open your heart and mind. And when information comes in, think of your loved ones, but also think of who else could that information fit. Because sometimes your loved ones will show up for a reading, but somebody else will come first. I trust that lineup. Sometimes that person that comes in first is getting you ready to be able to receive, I say, the main attraction. So sometimes there's an opening show, right? Like when you go to a concert, there's the opening act, and then there's the main attraction you're coming for. And sometimes just to get you in the right flow, in the right space to receive a message, somebody else sometimes comes in first, you see. And the more open you can be to be able to allow that, it becomes marvelous. Not only do you get to hear from many people in the spirit world, but you also get to become an Uber driver for them. I always say I'm an Uber driver for the spirit world. I'm always here showing up. Where do you want to go? I don't question where they want to go. I don't question what they want to talk about. I don't even ask them what they want to talk about. I just show up and I say, come on in. And so I always say I'm the Uber driver for them. Or a new thing that I kind of say a little bit too is I say we kind of carpool. So it's like I'm with them, because sometimes we get multiple people that come into the Uber car, right? So it ends up becoming a little bit of a carpool. And it's wonderful when that happens, because you will find something so relevant in that happening. So like, for instance, I did a reading the other day, and there was this woman that came to me. And when you can be open to who comes in, you will see that there is intelligence in giving readings. There's intelligence in how the spirit world works, wanting to elevate you to your purpose in your life, to the direction in your life. And oftentimes, multiple people in the spirit world will come in and do that for you. So I had this woman that came in, and that came to me for a reading. And the first person I brought in was a colleague of hers. And the colleague of hers was talking about how he wasn't really kind of cool with her working together. Like, he never really gave her props for when she did a good job. Never really said well done or anything like that. Kind of undervalued her, or kind of made her feel like, she wasn't doing a good enough job, or didn't give her, pats on the back when she did something really well. He was kind of not cool about that. And she knew exactly who it was, and she knew that person that she worked with. And she's like, why is he coming in, right? I don't know, but I always trust. So then another person comes in, another colleague for her comes in. And this is somebody else that she was mentored by, and really loved to hear from this person. And another mentor comes in from her work. another mentor. And I said, okay, well, we got a lot going on here with her work. So everyone's kind of talking about her. So one of the mentors came in and talked about how she got promoted and how she's doing really important work and how they're really proud of the direction that she's going in her work. So the first guy was like, I didn't really give you props when you were doing a good job. The mentor comes in and says, you're doing amazing. You're really escalating and you're really doing great. And we see it and we're proud of you. So it went on. And so like, okay, good. And then another mentor came in. And then she heard from her aunt. And her aunt shows up and talks about how she had a really tough life and how she really struggled in her life. She had a really tough, traumatic life, childhood on up, and how this life that she had in her childhood, there was a lot of trauma on her body. There was a lot of trauma with her body, that she wasn't treated right. You know what I mean? And so that there was a lot of trauma she carried in her life because of other people mistreating her and mistreating her body. And it really made her struggle in her life. And this aunt comes in. Now, mind you, the first colleague comes in, then the mentor, and then the second mentor, and now the aunt. So the aunt starts talking about this, and then the aunt says to her, tell her, I am so proud of her work. I'm so proud of what she's doing. She is giving a voice to what has happened to me. I am the reason she is doing the work that she is doing, that she is working to help women, that she's doing this work to help women and to help give a voice and to bring justice. And this reading kind of went like this, and this was from this aunt that came in, and this woman that was sitting with me almost hit the floor. She couldn't believe that her beautiful aunt was coming in, applauding her for taking on the work in helping women who do not have a voice, helping women in the justice system to help them be able to get justice for the things that have happened in their life in regards to similar to what happened to her aunt. And it was really, really powerful. Now, there was a lead up with this. The spirit world was talking about her work all along. And the reading was a beautiful reading, but do you see the intelligence that they really wanted to high five her, and really the spirit world collectively wanted to say, we see the difference you're making in people's lives. We see the difference that you're making in your work for women. And then her aunt came in as the example of, you're doing this because of me, because of what happened in my life. And that was such a profound message, and not one that my client expected to hear. She did not expect her aunt to come in and to give her this message in the way that she did. And it was beautiful. So we don't always know how the spirit world want to show up in our readings. We don't know who is going to show up. She had no idea that colleague and those mentors were going to show up, that her aunt was going to tell her that, and that collectively the spirit world wanted to talk about her work. But how empowering for her, how beautiful for her to know that the spirit world is seeing what she's doing and the difference that she's making. How gorgeous. Now that woman never thought that was going to be the reading that she was going to receive. So when we can show up and just allow, and when we can be open to who is in the spirit world, and we can allow them to come in, you can receive some very profound readings. So that is something, so I always want to teach, I always want to educate people to, when you show up for a reading, whether it's you sit with me or you sit with a different medium, I'm not the only medium, but I like to really educate my clients because it's so important that you show up open and that you show up willing to receive messages from other people. And the impact, if you can do that, your reading will be transformational. For instance, I had another person that sat with me. It was a husband and wife. And they were coming in, and we brought through the grandpa, we brought in different people, and there was wonderful messages coming through here. And then I received his friend that steps in, the husband's friend that comes in, and he speaks about how, he didn't really follow the rules in life, and he kind of went against the grain. He made choices that weren't always good. But this guy that was my client never, ever discarded him, always stayed with him, through the bad times, through the bad choices and decisions, and through the good ones, that he never let go of his friend. He loved him as a friend even when he was going through challenges. And so this friend comes in. He didn't expect him to come in. He was like blown away, like, oh my God, he's like, and so he comes in and he talks about a tattoo that this gentleman got in his honor of his friend in the spirit world, and it's of angel wings. And the husband that was sitting with me said, yes, his friend, yes, I have angel wings. It's a tattoo. Yes, I can understand that. And I've had that for him. And then his friend, who he didn't expect to hear from, brought in their unborn child. And the wife got extremely emotional. And there's more to this. The man came in, the friend said, I have your baby wrapped in my angel wings, and I have him here with me. And it took them a moment to really comprehend that. And then the friend said, I have him and I'm looking after him, your son, the way you looked after me. And I will never leave your son's side because you never left mine. And I'm paying it forward to you. And it took him over. And then the baby came in. And then the baby makes me aware that this mother was feeling these sensations on her neck. And I said to the wife, can you understand that? And she says, yes. I said, your son tells me you're going from doctor to doctor to doctor, trying to figure out what this is, what this feeling, this vibration that's on your neck. And she says, yes, and no doctor can tell me what it is. I've gone from every doctor, and no one can tell me. I said, yes, that is what your son tells me. And your son is telling me that that vibration that you feel is him, that he is doing that to you, that he is nuzzling your neck, that that sensation you feel is your son, and he wants you to know that he's well and he's with you. Do you think that mother and that father expected that in a reading? No. And do you think that they expected that friend to be the one to bring in the child? No. But when you can be open in a reading and you can just allow your heart to say, give me whatever you need. Let me hear whatever I need from whomever. I'm here to receive. You will have a very beautiful reading. But sometimes we control things a little bit. In life, we sometimes like to be in control of things. And when you sometimes come for a reading, sometimes people like to control. They think, I need to hear this. I need it to be heard this way. If you're really there, you need to tell me this, or you need to tell me that. Believe me, they know what you need to hear. I promise you, they know. Will it sometimes be different than what you expect? Yes. And every time it is. It's far more beautiful than you can ever imagine. Do not limit your loved ones. Do not limit the spirit world. Do not come into a reading wanting it to be a specific way, because when you do, you block other things, other people, other ways that messages can be brought to you. So it's very important as a medium that I am open to receive the communication. I am open for the spirit world to use me in any way that they need for the purpose of this reading. I am working for them. I am here for you. Work with me how you want. Give it to me in the way you know I will understand, so I can bring you in a way that they will know you. So I have to be very open, and I have to also be very open that I might get different people in, there might have been people who, weren't very nice to the client in life. I can't judge that with a spirit person. I have to be able to allow him or her to come in the way that they need to express their heart. And the client should show up willing to receive it. And when you can do that, it's gorgeous. Does this make sense? What do you guys think about that? Also, hi guys, thank you for all. Hi Caitlin, Rachel Kukamanga. Hi guys, hi Kathy, Kathy K. Hey Kristen. So anyway, I just want to kind of say that, so hang on here. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit more. So I want you really to understand that the more we do not limit your loved ones in the spirit world and any people you know in the spirit world, because understand that in your lifetime, you have met many people in your life. And in your lifetime, you may have lost several people through that lifetime. And any of those people, it's a possibility that they come in, and sometimes they are the ones that bring the deepest message for you. I had a person today that sat with me, one of my clients today that sat with me, whose cousin came in. And he spoke about how he took his life, and he spoke about how he was depressed and how he was very down and how he really struggled with his depression. He couldn't get off on his feet. And then he made me aware that the client I was sitting with is struggling the same way, with being sad and not being able to get on her feet, not being able to. And he wanted to come in to be able to give her a hand, to help lift her up, to say, I understand what this feels like. I have felt the down of the down. I know what this feels like, and I come to help pick you up. And then he brought in her husband, which is why she was on her knees to begin with. So we have to always trust that she didn't think in a million years that cousin was going to come in, but there he was. And he then brought in her husband. And then the healing could begin. So we have to understand that sometimes somebody will show up from the spirit world for you because there's a way that they can help you in some way. Also, because the spirit world sometimes want to make you an Uber driver, because somebody in the spirit world knows that you know their loved one. Happened in yesterday's reading, where I brought in a little boy, and that little boy came in because he wanted to give a message to his mama. Just happened yesterday. And because that woman was so open, and her heart was so open to receive anything, that little boy knew that, felt that, and was able to be the first one out of the gates. After that, her mother, her father, her grandmother, lots of people came in. But that little boy came first. And the spirit world knew that she was open to be able to be a messenger so that little boy can give a message to the mom that she knew. How perfect. Now, sometimes you're going to receive information in a reading and you might say, well, that isn't very particular. Or, well, that's not significant, not particular, but significant. So you might receive something that's not significant. So here's an example. So it was the other day. I don't know if it was yesterday or today. My readings blend. I don't know if it was yesterday or today or 2 days ago. I don't know, but one of my readings. I had a woman that was sitting with me, and her husband came in. And we were doing this reading, and then he brings me to pictures. And the pictures kept moving. And I clairvoyantly saw this. And then he stopped at a picture. So I said to the client, your husband is showing me some type of a frame that keeps moving. Would that make sense to you? And she says, yes, I have a digital picture frame, and pictures circle around. They move. And I said, perfect, because I just feel like I almost feel like I'm swiping, so they're moving. And she goes, yes, I have a digital frame. I said, but may I ask you, he's making me stop at a photograph of you and him together outside at a picnic. Would you understand that photograph in this digital movement frame? And she says, yes, but there's nothing significant about that picture. It's one of the pictures in many pictures on that digital frame. I said, yes, but they're going to bring me to a picture for a reason. You understand this picture? She says, oh, yes, it's in this digital frame. Yes. He tells me that you are asking him, when did everything begin to go wrong for you? When did everything for your husband begin to go wrong? You're looking for a timeline. Your husband tells me it is that day. Moving forward from that day is when things went wrong. After that, he lost his job. Do you understand that? She says, yes. And would you understand looking for a timeline of when things went wrong for your husband? And she says, oh, yes. And she got very emotional and she says, yes, I want to know where things went wrong. When did this happen? How did I not know? Her husband took his life. And she didn't understand when did things change for him. Her heart needed to know. Her heart was desperate to know, when did this occur? When did this start to turn? And he came in from the spirit world and gave her the answer. And then it made sense. So that picture that didn't feel very significant to her, as she said it to me, became extremely significant. Because it answered her question that in her heart she deeply needed to know. So we have to trust when our loved ones give us things. We have to trust that there is purpose and a reason. And if we can allow the story to fold, if I would have said, can you understand this picnic picture of you and him outside? And she said, yes, but there's nothing significant with it. And I don't want to like blah, blah, and move on to something, I want to hear this or I want to hear. But she said there wasn't any significance in that particular picture that she could think of. But it was a way that her husband can bring forward the timeline that matched his truth and give it to me and her in a way that she will then know to answer her question, to put her heart at rest. How beautiful. She got her deepest answer. She got her deepest question answered. Isn't that amazing? So we have to really allow the spirit world to come forward in a way that lets them tell the story. So I said to my friend when we were talking about this the other day, that it's a building block. So it's like Legos. They give you a piece of information and another layer, and they begin to build the story. And they begin to build, and if we can just allow that story to build, you will often find those answers. But your answers may come in a way different than how you want that, or how you think the answer should come. But trust that they need to work with me a certain way. They need to be able to bring it to you in a certain way. It's got to come in a way that I can understand and see and feel. It's got to be a way that will absolutely make sense. Because also understand that the spirit world is working. We're hovering. Remember, we're hovering. I'm raising my vibration. They're lowering their vibration. So they need to be very efficient to get as much information in a quick period of time. And for that husband, that image was a way to do that, to answer his wife's question. Do you see? What do you think about that? What do you guys think? Hi, guys. Thank you. How are you guys? Hey, Debbie. What do you guys think about that? I've missed some of my... Hey, Tina from Nevada. Evie says you have a beautiful gift, Monica. Thank you, honey. Hey, Kat Marie. Love it. I think all spirits come through to help, always. Hi, Cheryl. Such an important message. Thank you, Monica. You're welcome, Cheryl. Very informative, Michelle says. Hey, Diane. Diane's coming in from Texas. Hey, Melissa. She says it makes perfect sense. Hey, Maria. Hi, you guys. Hey, Thelma. How you guys all doing? So I want you guys to understand that allow your loved ones, if you can come into a session and just say, you know what? I don't know who's coming in, but I'm going to trust whoever comes in is for my best. I don't know what the lineup's going to be, but I know that lineup is going to get me ready for what I am going to receive. And I trust, because the spirit world is love, and my loved ones love me. And I know that this miracle of mediumship is about healing. And if you can just let go of controlling what you need to hear, and just allow your loved ones to express themselves, because you must remember, when they're coming in, it is them coming in to communicate. And their way of wanting to communicate is going to be different than you. They're a different communicator than you are. How they see things is different than how you may see things. The way they know they can get the message to you is maybe different than how you think or what is going to work best in this efficiency that needs to happen with the connection. The importance is you receive the healing and the love that is expressed for you. And we allow them to do it in the way that they want. And when we can come to a session open, with our heart open, to just say, I want to hear from anyone that wants to come in. I'm going to be grateful for all of it. You will have a fantastic reading. What do you think about that? So, one more thing I want to tell you also. Another quick little story. Do you guys like my stories? Do you like my stories? I like to be able to share. I feel the best way to really share is sometimes to give examples of actual readings that I've done, right? Because I'm always learning from the spirit world through every single reading. That's why, I keep elevating, because all the readings I do and the spirit world elevates me through their messages and the way they work with me and the way the messages come across and the new ways they bring healing. So it's always so gorgeous. And so it was funny because I did another reading where I was bringing through a son, an older son, and he was talking about his mom going through his things and deciding on what to keep and what not to keep, what I should have and what I don't want to have. And so the son was coming in and letting his mom know, right? So there it is, in fact, a message, right? So what does a message even sound like, right? So what is a message? Your message that you get from your loved ones is always within the evidence that they bring forward. It isn't always they come forward today because they wish to give you this message of. Sometimes it happens that way, but so often it just flows out of the story that they're expressing for you. So often that the messages sit within the evidence that they bring forward. So a woman came to me. I brought in her older son. He tells me, my mom is going through my things and she's deciding what to keep and what not to keep. And she says, yes, that's true. I am doing that. And I am having a hard time trying to keep what to keep, what not to keep. I said, I know he's kind of an artist. And she says, oh, yes. And I know that there's lots of artwork that you have of his. And he wants you to know that he wants you to keep the one that he painted with the sky and the clouds. And she goes, oh, that one was like my favorite. And I am never getting rid of that one. It's actually on my wall now. I said, wonderful, you can understand this picture that he painted with clouds and sky, and it's very much like that. And she said, absolutely. He kept bringing me to his room, and I couldn't understand even why. He kept bringing me to his room. He kept bringing me to his room, his drawers, bringing me to, he kept bringing me to his room. And I was like, and so I just said, gosh, I'm asking him, why do you keep bringing me to your room? Like, you keep bringing me in your room. Like, why do you keep doing that? And then he shows me a clairvoyant image of him, and he is laying on his bed, back against the headboard, feet crossed, sitting a long way on his bed with white socks on. And I feel he's in his room. I don't know how long he's been on the other side. He's an older, kid. He's not a young kid. So, I don't know if he lived at home or lived somewhere else. I don't know. I just know what this young man is making me aware of. He's making me aware of him sitting on his bed, back against the headboard, feet crossed, with wearing white socks. And I feel he's in his room. This is what I feel as he shows me this, that he's actually on his bed. So I said to the mother, your son is showing me this, and I described what I just said to you. And she said, and she took her little zoom camera and she moved it and she showed me a bed. And she says, that is my son's bed. I am in his room. This reading is taking place in my son's room. So you can understand why the son kept wanting to bring me to his room. And I'm like, I don't understand. I keep wanting to get it, but he wanted his mother to know that he was with her as she was on this Zoom call. So how lovely is that? I would say that's a wonderful message. I think that is far better of a message than anything we could try to control to want to hear. The fact that the son is showing me a clairvoyant image of him sitting on his bed, wearing white socks, which by the way, the mother has his white socks. So there's a message inside that as well, you see. So I don't know about you, but I think that's a wonderful message for his mother. but she never would have thought that message to come forward. So if we control what we need to hear, we're going to limit the beautiful messages that your loved ones can bring forward. So don't do that. Just be open to receive and know you're going to hear exactly what you need to hear. And you're going to maybe even hear from more people than you expect. And isn't that perfect? And you might even have a party, right? So I just wanted to kind of share that a little bit. We're going to give away a reading in just a minute. I want to remind everybody just really quickly that I will be in Thousand Oaks giving in-person readings if anyone's interested. There's 2 slots left, a 10 o'clock and a 4 o'clock. It'll be in Thousand Oaks this coming Monday, so if anyone's interested, email me at info@monicateurlings.com or from my website, monicateurlings.com. You can email me there if you're interested in the 10 or 4 o'clock time slot, okay? So that's what I kind of want to say about that. And I know there was something else I kind of wanted to share as well in regards. Gosh darn it, there's so many stories from readings that I love to share because I never leave a reading without feeling the miracle of what just transpired. And every reading is different, but every reading is a miracle. And I just love it so much. And I think it's so important as a medium to always remember the miracle that is taking place and the miracle that me as a medium is being a part of to make happen, being that vehicle. And you, as a client, knowing this wonderful miracle that your loved ones are trying to gift you with. Because mediumship is about your loved ones coming in, and it's about them wanting to gift you the communication, but allow them to be the ones that communicate the way they want. Because effectively and efficiently, the way they know it's going to be best for you to receive, and it might be different than the way you might show up thinking it should be. So leave that at the door and just show up. And that is the best way to receive a reading. And also, if you want to have a party and you want a lot of people to come in, then I recommend making a list a week before your session and make a list of who do I know in the spirit world and go through your own life timeline and start thinking about all the different people that you know. You're going to find a much bigger list than you think if you would have shown up at a reading without it. So if you can start really thinking of the people you know in your life, because any timeline in your life that you have lost somebody, and you may not even have had a strong relationship with them. Remember the colleague that came in who wanted to apologize to his colleague because he didn't really treat her well and didn't really give her props for her good work or hard work. He was apologetic. And then all the other colleagues came in and said like she knocked it out of the park and she's doing amazing things and she's really elevating this work. And then the aunt came in. So he kind of felt like bad about that. So he was the first one in apologizing. So she never thought that guy was going to come in, but it really did lend itself to a very purposeful reading in regards to her work. And the reading went on in regards to her work that she's doing. And that's really where the spirit world wanted to place focus for her in that reading. She didn't know that coming in. I didn't know that coming in. The spirit world does. So let's just allow. So, and make a list. What do you think about that? If you made a list right now in your mind, you start thinking about a bunch of people you knew in the spirit world, and you kind of put 10 minutes of thought into that, you're going to have more people on your list than you think. So that's what I want to say. In any timeline in your life, it could have been 9 or 12 or 15 or high school or college. So just know, okay? So I just wanted to kind of share that a little bit. I hope that resonates with you. And a definition of a miracle, just want to share that as well. A surprising and welcome event that is not explicable by natural or scientific laws and is therefore considered to be the work of a divine agency. That's the definition of a miracle. Now you tell me that's not mediumship. I'll argue it all day long. So I just want to say that. So, okay, so we're clear on how to show up for a reading. Show up with an open heart, leave expectations at the door, never bring expectations with you. Believe me, your loved ones can go well over, bigger, and more beyond than what we can limit ourselves to the reading. Don't limit your reading. Hey guys, love, love, love your stories. Thank you, Pat. Jess says, thanks. Your gift is so powerful. Thank you for sharing it with us, says Chris. Thank you so much. Hey, Brenda, beautiful messages and understanding information. Love it and thank you. Wonderful. I'm going to give a reading away in just a minute. Totally on point. They see what we don't, Gia says. Absolutely. Hey, Sandra, love your stories. Thank you. Wonderful. I'm glad that this resonates with you because I think sometimes the best way to really understand a story, to really understand the love of the spirit world and mediumship as its work, because I'm so passionate about it, and I love to be able to share some of these stories because it's those stories and it's being a part of that miracle that keeps me so passionate to the work, that keeps me wanting to show up to give readings for you that will touch your heart in the way that you need. And so I'm always wanting to educate you and share with you ways that you can also show up in a way to also make this beautiful miracle the greatest miracle it could be for you. Yeah. So I think we should give away a reading. What do you think? Okay, so let's do that. Let me just make sure I don't have anything else I need to talk about. And then I have a couple of quotes, not a lot of them, but I have a couple of quotes I like to always end with. So tonight what I have is I have 3 numbers. So how it's going to be, and don't do this yet, because if you do it, I'm not going to find you. So don't do it yet. I won't see it if you do it now. So listen to the instructions, please. I'm a solo act here. So, hi, Melissa. So I have 3 different numbers, and I'm going to pick one of them, and the other 2 are backup in case nobody even came remotely close to the first one. So I'm going to have a backup, so we're going to have a mulligan. Okay, so we'll have a mulligan in case, because I want somebody to win tonight. So if somebody is absolutely going to win tonight, it's going to be a 30-minute private reading with me over Zoom or over the phone, however you want. The winner is going to email me that you won, and you're going to give me your, because I need your email address, I can send you a Zoom link. If you prefer a phone reading, I need you to include your phone number. And I need you also to pick a Friday. Give me a couple options. My 30-minute readings are done on Fridays, and I want you to make sure you include, if you win, you include some Fridays that work on your calendar and a window of time and your time zone. I know that's a lot, so I'm going to say it again. It's going to be, your reading's going to be on a Friday. And I need you to email me if you won. So I have your email address. I need to know what time zone you're in, because I see clients all over the world. I need to know what time zone you're in so I can pick a time for you. I need to know what time in your time zone is best. Give me a window, 1 to 4, 2 to 5 in your time zone. I'm East Coast, 2 to 5 time zone is my time frame. Any Friday, but these are my best Fridays. Do that. So you send me that. I will respond to you, pick your day and time, and give you a Zoom link, and then we will do a private reading for you. Okay? And I hope that you take on board what we discussed today. Okay? So in regards to how to show up for a reading. All right? I please know that I always want to show up 100% for your loved ones. And I always want to really do my very best for them. And that is really my heart and passion for this work as well, because during a reading, I am their voice. And because I am their voice, I want to make sure I am accurately representing them. So that's important for me. Okay? So, all right. So we are going to do this. So here it goes. So what we're going to do is you're going to pick 2 things. You're going to pick a letter of the alphabet and a number. So you're going to pick a letter and a number. And you're going to put in the comments, don't do it yet, reading, and then you're going to, so I know this is for the week, because the scrolls go fast. So you're going to put reading, and you're going to put a letter of the alphabet and a number next to that. Okay? And I have a letter and a number with each of these. I will pick one. I will see who gets closer. Give me a minute, because I'm going to do Facebook and Instagram. And that's what we're going to do. And somebody's going to win a private reading where we can create that lovely miracle and foster a reconnection for you and somebody that you love in the spirit world. And maybe we'll have a party. Okay, so all right, so here we go. We're gonna go now. You're gonna put reading, and you're gonna put an alphabet number, an alphabet and a number. Okay, and you're only gonna do it once. I do not want you to do this twice. All right, you choose one time. All right, okay, perfect. And I love that you guys are on. So thank you so much. I'm gonna write these down here. Okay, hang on. Okay, you guys get going. Love this. Hi guys, you guys are awesome. Thank you. Hey Michael. Okay, perfect. So you're gonna put an alphabet letter and next to it a number. Okay, and then I'm going to pick one of these. I don't know which one yet. I'll let you watch me pick it because I always want to be very fair. All right. So let's see here what we're doing. Kat Marie says she got goosebumps. Oh, love it. Hi, Nancy. I love you too. Hi, Laurie. Kathy K says she needs a party. Love that. Would love that more the merrier, right, Lori? Exactly. I love having a party. Hi, Kim. Michelle says that's so amazing. Brenda says inspiring, loving, and touching stories. Wonderful to hear Spirit's messages. Love that. Okay, perfect. Hi, Sherry. You're welcome, Jeannie. Kathy Sylvia, best advice, make a list. I did that and I had many, many folks there. Yeah, Kathy had a little bit of a party at her reading. I thought about them all week before. And that's true because I teach the clients that come and see me. I teach you to do that. I teach you to put your love and thoughts out to those in the spirit world. Today, I'm telling you to make a list. Sometimes I just tell you to kind of do it in your mind, but sometimes it's good to make a list and bring that list to your reading because when you're in the moment and you're receiving messages, it can be a little overwhelming, right? Because you're like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. This is really happening. And you might forget what's in your mind. So if you carry the list with you, then you can reference it when information's coming in because oftentimes somebody first comes in and there's a reason. So we always want to honor the person to come in and identify them. Okay. Kim says she loves the stories. Wonderful. Thanks, Kim. I appreciate that. Okay, so here we go. So, all right. So we're getting to the numbers now. So let me just see. Okay, all right, so hold on, I just want to make sure we can get, okay, so I'm just going to do, so here I'm going to pick my numbers. There's 3 numbers here, okay, so I don't know which one it's going to be. I'm just picking. I don't know what it's going to be, so I'm just picking. Okay, perfect. All right, and I'm just going to kind of go in my solar plexus here for a minute as I select this one. Okay, this is my winner. So let me look before I share it with you. Okay. Okay. All right. I was questioning that one, but let me see here. Okay, so hang on. All right, and also if you're kind of close to the number, it's whoever gets closest without going over is going to win. Okay, so whoever is closest to this without going over. Okay, so okay, let me see. This will be very interesting. This is Julie says bingo. Okay, let me see here. Hi, Rose. Hey, honey. Okay, so I don't see anybody close to this. But if I had to pick somebody, if the next one doesn't work, so I'm going to do this again, I'm going to have a backup. So hang on a second. Hang on. Okay. Just double checking. Oh, look at that. Interesting. All right. Okay. Let me see here. Whoever gets closest without going over is the winner. Okay? Whoever gets closest without going over. I'm looking. Thanks for letting me take a minute. I want to make sure I get it right. Okay, guys? I want to make sure we're being fair. So let me just check. Okay. I wish I had music, like a drum roll or something. Okay. Wonderful. Okay. All right. Here we go. All right. Okay. All right. Okay, Kathy Sylvia says, now that you are in Vegas, maybe we should use a roulette wheel. Okay, that's a good one. All right, perfect. Okay, here's the winner. So this was the card that I had. This is the one that I picked. and whoever wins without going over, okay? So I think that's just easier to do it that way. So whoever picks it without going over is the winner. And the number that I picked, which was really, there was something about when I wrote on this one, I thought, ooh, this one's going to be a tough one. And then I picked that one. So the winner of this, the number that I picked, can you see? Z2. Z is in zebra, 2. Nobody picked Z. The closest letter that was selected, and you can't even go past Z, right? X, Y, Z, Z's N. So the closest to Z is V as in Victor, 31. V31 is the winner. So I believe that was on Instagram. Pat, are you here, darling? Pat, was that you? Did you pick V31? Is that you? Who picked V31 on Instagram? Because that is who won. You got to let me know. You got to claim it. Okay, I hear people congratulating you, but you got to claim it, darling. I can't give it to you if you don't claim it, honey. Okay, me. Okay, she is. Okay, perfect. All right, wonderful. Okay, you're the winner, darling. So you came closest with a V, which is very close to Z in the alphabet chain. And I knew that it was going to be a tougher one, but that's the one I picked. So I trust it. So you're the winner, darling. So I know you know how to reach out to me. You can message me. I prefer you send me an email because it keeps me more organized. Hey, Joe. Okay, perfect. So I just wanted to say that. So please, let's give a congratulations to Pat, who won her 30-minute reading with me. She's the winner. And also, Pat, if there is anybody else that is with you that you would like to share that reading in, that would like to connect with similar or same people, I am happy for you to bring them on and share that reading as well with you. Up to you. It's your reading. Do it as you want, but I'm cool with it if you want to do that. Okay. So if there's other people that you would like to bring on for that reading for you, then totally fine to do that. So I am so happy to be on here tonight. I love giving away readings. I love sharing my stories on mediumship and helping you understand deeper how the spirit world works. It's always so fascinating, so interesting in how they work and who comes in and why they come in and what they say and how it has to do with their life and what they're going through at this time. And it really tells us that the spirit world is really so supporting us, around us, watching us, loving us, guiding us, and helping to lift us. And that I am very certain of. And in some of these stories I've shared today, I hope you can understand that too. So I want to say thank you guys so much for joining me on my live today. I have a quote that I want to share. Pat's on IG. She says, thank you all. So Joe is on here. He's saying thanks also. So please know, whoever wants to join in on that is perfectly fine. Email me some Fridays that work for you, darling, and some times in your time zone. We'll make it work, and I'm excited to give you a beautiful reading. All of you guys, I want to thank you so much for always coming on and sitting with me and spending some time in this wonderful space that we've all created, being here for each other. And I thank you so much. And a quote that I have for tonight is, that's not it. Ah, here it is. Okay, so the quote that I have here is, where there is great love, there are always miracles. Isn't that lovely? Didn't that just like resonate with mediumship? Where there is great love, there are always miracles. A secret to happiness is letting every situation be what it is instead of what you think it should be. Right? When we stop trying to think what we should receive and just allow what is meant to receive, you shall never be disappointed. Act without expectation. Because when we have expectation, we have a little control. And we should just lose that expectation, lose that control, and show up just wanting to receive whatever is for you. And know that that will be perfect for you. Don't expect things to happen. It's better to be surprised, right? Don't expect things to happen. It's better to be surprised. In so many mediumship readings, there's always such an element of surprise because they always kind of, things tend to always happen in these readings that we don't always expect. But it's always perfect and beautiful. And so I want to say thank you for all of you who have done readings with me. I thank you so much. It means so much that you trust me to bring forward your loved ones and allow me that opportunity to meet them, to sit with you, and to help be a part of this beautiful miracle. And I want to say thank you for any of you who are new to me or don't know much about me. There's so much on my Facebook page. I hope you're following me. My website, monicateurlings.com. There's so much there to learn more about me, and I welcome you to do that. I thank you guys so much, and until next time, you guys be beautiful and amazing. And we'll see you maybe next week. I don't know. We'll see where I am. I will see if I can come on next week. I'm not sure yet, but I'll let you know. You know I do. I'm big on communicating. So, all right, guys. Sending love to all of you. I thank you so much for joining me tonight, and congratulations to Pat. Okay? And good night, everybody, and you're welcome, you guys. Thank you guys so much. And I hope you guys enjoyed the live tonight. Okay, bye.